Welcome to episode 8 of the Book Writing Journal. In episode 7, I remember talking to you about the fact that I was leaving to go on a pilgrimage along part of the Camino. And I remember the excitement that I felt, but also the sense of not knowing why I was really doing this. And what's really incredible is that I found my purpose as I started to land in Spain. So in episode 8, I'd like to share with you how the walking of the Camino has influenced the writing of the book, and I'd also like to give you an update on where we're at in book proposal process, because I know I said that we wanted the proposal finished by the end of November, and we're almost there, but I want to share with you why we've changed things. So let's dive into how the Camino shaped the book. When I landed in Spain, people connected with me and started writing to me and saying that they were meant to be in Spain. They were meant to be walking the Camino this year, but they couldn't because of the pandemic or because something had changed. People also said that they won't get to walk it. And they asked, can you walk for me? Can you think about me as you're walking your pilgrimage? And suddenly, from no purpose, I had a purpose. I had an absolute reason why I was there doing what I was doing. And I didn't really know how I was going to translate that at the time, but I just knew that I got to do this. So arriving into Samos, where I started my first short day of walking, I sat at an old monastery, a really old original building, and I blew prayers into a stone that I'd carried with me from London. And those prayers were for the people who said, walk for me, think about me as you're walking. And I carried that stone hanging from my backpack everywhere that I went. And as I walked, I did think about those people. And to help them become engaged in my walk, I started to write stories. If you're interested, you can go back to my Instagram or my Facebook and you can search the hashtag vignettes of the Camino. And these short stories were enough content that I could fit into an Instagram post or a Facebook post with the photos of that day. And my question at the end of the day was, how could I share something about today that would be interesting for the reader? Because I knew that my audience, whether they wanted to walk the Camino with me or not, loved a journey. And my book is a journey. So I just started to write and it became a thing. It became vignettes of the Camino. And I got engagement in ways that I'd never had engagement on social media. And people said that they felt like they were walking with me. They felt moved by the words that I had written and the experiences that I had had. And I tried really hard not to sugarcoat my experience. I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me. And when I was having a difficult time, I wanted people to just know that this is not an easy thing to do, even if you're just doing the last 100 kilometers. I planned about 130 kilometers and I walked that, and then I rode another 130 kilometers on a bicycle. In truth, I pushed that bicycle a lot of the way because there were a lot of hills and you can't ride the bicycle up a dirt track that's kind of like that. So it was an incredible adventure. It was if you think about the macrocosm, like the bigger messages in life, they were all compressed into this little walk. I mean, this long little walk where I had people who looked after me when I needed it. I was there for people when other people needed it. And there were so many rich learnings from that experience. So when you come away from an experience like that, it can't help but influence what I was doing around the book that we're writing, or that I'm writing and that Patty's coaching me in. And so we talked about how could we take the inspiration from the Camino and how could that help us influence the structure of the book. And so suddenly our structure struggles were over. And Patty and I have been working on this incredibly interesting way of presenting my memoir. And we've been refining the sample materials. We've been refining the overview and really starting to get to the nub of what this book is truly about. I had inspirations when I was walking. I was sending Patty voice notes every day of the insights that I was getting while I was just out there walking the path. And I even wrote the epilogue while I was on the Camino as well. So it was a truly rich experience. Now, what's that meant is for the last 2 months since I've come back, I've been really pushing to get the proposal ready for an agent. But we've decided to take the pedal off the gas and wait now until January, because the nuance and the richness that has come from this walk has meant that we need a little bit of extra time. And there really is no deadline. It's only the deadline that I've given it. But I want this book out in the world, and I'm so excited about how we're going to write it. I can't wait to get it into your hands. So that's what's happened on the Camino. That's how it influenced the writing process, and that's where we're at with the proposal process. So I hope to be able to share the overview if I'm allowed to. I have to ask Patty. Patty, can I share the overview with everybody in episode 9 of the book writing journal? I really hope that I can, because I think it really is far more interesting than it was before in terms of what we're doing and how we're structuring this book. So thank you for being here. As always, thank you for watching this update, and I can't wait to share more with you in episode 9 of the book writing journal.